ethics? Do business and ethics mix in the process? Is reliability, trust, principles, morality, responsibility? Those are things we always associate with ethics. Is it appropriate to sit down and deal with it in the world of business? So let's talk about the ethics and what ethics really is about. A lot of times when you look at different industries, you'll see all of them have had problems. We used to trust CPA firms all the time. I have a CPA. All of a sudden, man, your value, and everybody else is saying, oh, he's got a CPA. Everybody sat there in awe of CPA. They expected those MBAs to sit down and always sit down and have their quirks because they're always trying to make money or run something and make some advantage. But a CPA, they have to be trustworthy until they found one of them cheating, one of the big four, and then boom, the whole world says, oh, don't trust those CPAs right back there. And then you have different aspects. Bankers, you got to be able to trust your banker. And then we had bankers, we had one of them locally, Wells Fargo, was involved in actually giving people credit cards they didn't even know they had. So just to sit down and have that process, that was a giant scandal. Lots of different scandals happened out over there. So you'll see Wells Fargo, they had 1.5 million fake accounts and customers' names, and the customers never even knew about it. So by the time what happened, you'll have a whole series of these corporate scandals where the world didn't know about them and everything else, and all of a sudden they get exploded out there. So now you have large corporate scandals. And by the time you're done, even government's involved with having a lot of fraudulent things. We have administrative overreach all the time where they're making up laws and rules that are not given to them the authority by Congress. So you have different aspects of what really is Tyco, Freddie Mac, the Lehman Brothers, Bernie Madoff, investment securities. You have a whole series. I'll let you read all these different cases that have been out there that really hit the papers. You also have all this sexual harassment stuff, and we'll talk about that at a later date when we had human resources. So you have a lot of lack of integrity that's hitting the news on a regular basis. No wonder we have so many people not trusting the employer that they're working for and job hopping on a regular basis. Is there trust anymore? Is there loyalty anymore? So you have different aspects of it. So ethics, we're looking at standards of moral behavior. And really nowadays, very few Americans have moral absolutes. Let me ask you a question. Are there things that you believe in to the point if somebody said, you will do this, if you don't do this, I will do things to make you die? Do you have something that you have on the inside of you that says, no matter what, I will never violate that, and I don't care if you threaten me with death, I simply won't do it? If you do, you're part of a growing smaller minority of Americans that would have that. That's the ultimate aspect. But there's a whole series of things that don't have to rise to the level of moral absolutes. So let's look at some of them. Violate safety standards in the office. That's unethical. Most people don't volunteer in the personal aspect of it. At school, plagiarizing from the internet. You too can be guilty of that because you're a college student. Actually, you could be. Are you grabbing stuff from artificial intelligence and having artificial intelligence write your papers for you? Yeah, that's the latest rage. So are you being honest there? This whole ethics really comes down. Sometimes you're tempted to spend time playing games on your computer. You're watching different things. I don't know about you. I had to give up PlayStation. Yes, I know. You all think I'm 36 years old or less than that. I'm a little bit older than that. I caught myself being fully addicted to video games to the point that one day I spent over 9 hours continually playing. My palms were sweaty. I had a rag there to wipe off my controller on a regular basis. And I got tired of being beaten by little 12-year-old kids with prepubescent laughter. I kick your butt. Yes, that was never fun in the process over there. You know what's going on, the whole process. Ethics sometimes begins at work with setting the standard for ourselves. Is your action legal? Ask yourself the question, is it balanced? How will it make you feel about yourself if you do that? Those are the things that we're faced with on a regular basis. We look in the aspect of charities, and sometimes even when you have a set of good aspects of it, by the time you're all done, sometimes it's a good thing to support the nonprofits and just make it a habit of doing different things. Even of all things, here's five major investigations: Walmart violated books, Ericsson, bribery in multiple countries, Microsoft, all kinds of different legal aspects over there. They're right now being sued also in the European Union. Bribery scheme in India, Deutsche Bank, accounting controls. You have a whole series of things where there's no values being supported in the organization. Let me tell you how values work in an organization. They do not start at the bottom. They start at the top. If you have a CEO that doesn't have values that you agree with, you're going to have a hard time functioning. And it depends how extreme it is. If you have a CEO, you will see some of the aspects of personality seeping down into the organization, and they may require the employees to do things that are marginal. The employees says, "All right, I'm willing to do this," to the point of, "I'll never do that." And you'll have different aspects of it, but the people that really totally don't appreciate what the CEO is pushing in the organization, you'll have a lot of different pushback. It doesn't have to be the CEO. It could be just the local vice president of your division may have different issues with their aspect of it. Can you survive that? Can you adopt that type of ethics? If you can't, you may want to be looking for a different pathway out there in the process. So it depends on where you're at, or maybe you're so insulated that you can keep those ethics away from you in the process. So it just depends where they are. Ethics starts at the top of every organization. If you think the top is unethical, eventually that lack of ethics will filter down to you, and you'll have to make some tough choices. Choose wisely, because people use a wide brush when passing judgment. Oh, you work for those people. Yes. Do you want to be painted with that same brush because of the fact you're working for some of those people? So let me ask you, do ethics and business mix? Depends who you are. Take care.